Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another couch video. Pastors are some players. This episode is sponsored by the Oracle of Khemsa Nu, the new novel by Master Yao and Yamache Morris. The new age has come. The powerful 9 deities of the tree of life have commanded the elementals to help restore Earth from ruin. New races of man are born from fire, earth, air, and water, each with a special mission, especially the Asuo race. They are tasked with restoring the Oracle portal connecting the Earth to the ancestor sphere of Asamando. Failure will bring the dreaded convergence of fate worse than death, but the Great Spirit is kind. And in success, man stands to experience 1,000 years of paradise. But will humanity accept the offer? This novel has story elements ranging from science fiction to fantasy to the supernatural. The scope of the action is expansive with great characters, fight scenes, eroticism, and thought-provoking metaphysics. There is even subtle commentary on real-life issues. I highly recommend this book. A link to purchase this epic novel is in the description box. Yeah, pastors are some players. Oh yeah, you know I was going for them. You was going for them. You know this, right? When I always talk about that mouthpiece and really touching a woman emotionally, I always say pimps and pastors. Y'all notice that? Even though I do have to apologize to the pimps. I remember I was talking with this one ex-pimp one time and I said, pastors are pimps in the pulpit. And that pimp looked at me with all seriousness, with murder in his eyes. And he said, don't ever insult pimps like that. Nah, they some players. Let's be real. I'm gonna tell you what, when I first came out with my book, Nice Guys and Players, I was at this expo. Some of the first men, in fact, the first men who bought it was a group of pastors. And they were like, yeah, you know they some players. You go, shoot. You know, come on now. Come on now. I know some be trying to act sincere, and there are some sincere. In all fairness, there are some sincere ones. You know, they good, they righteous in their walk, and you know, I respect them. The rest though, they be on some game. They be on some game. They be going hard. I mean, shoot. You know when they up there preaching and hitting their, talking their stuff, talking about the Lord. You notice, they be talking and got that rhythm and everything. In fact, in some seminaries, they actually taught that if they handsome, they can actually build a congregation. Seriously. And they be looking like some pimps anyway. You put a pimps and pastors, they all players. You put a pimps and a pastors in the same room, you really can't tell the difference in how they dress. You be like, which one's a pimp, which one's a player? You be like, oh, hold on. They be all sharp, all talking that same thing, right? Because, shoot, you know what? I remember this one time, right? When I was selling books, I told people I used to have a book stand at this flea market. And I told you I done had 1,000 jobs. And I'm sitting there and this dude come up and he gave a name. I swear it sounded like a stripper name. Because he had a good body build and I could see it. He was on like maybe a slim type of stripper, right? And I remember he was talking and he said, yeah. I try to be right, but then when this, if a woman dancing, she throwing that butt, I gotta get up on it. He was dancing right there in front of my thing. He was talking about all the game he had and everything. He was on some serious player stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, this is a cool dude. And then towards the end of this conversation, he got out his car and said, brother, I want to invite you to my church. This dude was a pastor. I was like, what? This dude was giving me Shadow World game. I was like, what? Shoot. shit was funny. I mean, that shit was hilarious. And come on now. I remember when I was driving past this church a Sunday morning when I was still living in D.C. Man, I saw so many fine women coming out there. Their short little dresses on. I was like, I was going to join just to holler at them. They look like they're coming from the club and stuff. And they be up in the front row. Those ministers. Those ministers, they preaching, got those women in the front row and stuff. They got, they be having those modesty claws and stuff covering them up. Well, some of them, be having those short skirts on. And when they cross their legs, showing just enough thigh that'll make a reasonable man stupid. And the minister up there preaching and everything. And then the one showing those thighs, showing all that tight stuff. One, they bringing the minister, they bring the minister some plates. That's why you never see like an underfed minister. That's because everybody bringing some plates, and they ain't just the first lady. You know that. Oh, and don't let them be single. Oh my God, don't let them be single. They really doing something. But even if they married, it don't matter. And shoot, it don't matter. Because that little fat thigh woman got her breastises hanging out and everything. You know what she going to do. Say, but Pastor, Reverend, do right. I need some help with something. I need to talk about something with you. Well, come on into my office, dear. What is it? What is it, sister? Well, Reverend, do right. The Lord moved me to tell you to walk up to you and tell you I want to back that thing up. And it's like, well, sister, that's wrong. But sometimes if the Lord tells us we should do something, we should do it right. Because you have to be fair with the Lord, as long as you do right by the Lord. Let me give you an example, sister. With the money that y'all give to the church, to the building fund, to the Sunday school fund, to the trip to the outlet mall for the plays and everything. All of that's important, but I need to get paid too. So this is how me and the Lord have worked it out, sister. He gives me, when y'all give me the money, I give the church the money. I go out back and then I talk to the Lord. And I say, Lord, I have to be fair with you. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw up this money. Everything that you keep is yours. And everything that comes to the ground is mine. And the Lord seen fit to give everything to me. And the woman sitting there like, wow. So sister, let us pray. Let me put hands on you. And yes, don't mind if I'm putting it on your breastises or your thigh. This is the Lord now. All of a sudden, they like the good loving body rocking, knocking boots all night long. They know it. Like some ministers, some pastors are like, they're going to be like, Ron, be hitting me up privately. It's like, Ron, why you saying that? Why you giving our game away? You know how they do. Because they some players. Seriously. Because they be having some fine ass women now. Seriously. You go to some of those churches, nothing but women in there. Shoot, be giving all that money. And some of them, they don't just be sitting in the front row with those with those legs crossed. Sometimes they get that walk up there to give the money. They be getting rhythm and stuff. And then, they might even twerk. It was like, young lady, why are you twerking? I'm twerking for the Lord, minister. Okay, do a good job. But they some players though, for real. Ministers, shoot. Spiritual leaders, period, really. It's like these cult leaders, they be like hitting everything that move. Be other man's wife, but it's like, sister, you gotta come to me. And everything. Shoot. They be getting into it. They don't be playing. But they some players. And people will say, well, Uncle Rom, why are you calling them out? Hey, pay attention to their game. Pay attention to their game. They be getting it. Shoot, and some dudes smart. That's why they don't like their women going to church. See, they know one player know another player. They be like, woman tell her man, she be like, well, I gotta go to church today. And all of a sudden, she's spending all that time around there. Yeah. Yeah, they some players though. So, anyway, I just want to share that. For any righteous ministers out there, hey, if it don't apply, let it fly. But for the rest of y'all know y'all on some game. Shoot. And y'all probably want me to come to the church. Y'all probably like, Rom, got this fat booty woman. If you kind of lay off of this, okay? We know you like that big old butt down. Shoot. They got Sister Maybelline up here. She'll take care of you, my young brother. Yeah. And yeah, y'all probably like, Rom calling somebody call you a young brother? Man, please, those older ministers. That's another conversation. So anyway, y'all. That's all I got for Dale, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings. Purchase the novel, The Oracle of Khemsa Nu, and check out the world of Khemsa Nu at oraclekhemsanu.com.